Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. Today we're going to make a very simple, easy beginner wreath that anyone can make. I hope you enjoy the process. It's just using ribbon I've had 4 years in my basement, and it's just using an embroidery hoop. So let's get started. I can't wait to show you how to make it. Okay, so to get started with this wreath, I'm going to use ribbon that I have had on hand for a very long time. So it's not really ribbon I want to use in my home decor right now, but I'm thinking it's a good example of what you can do because it's not really stiff ribbon. It's a little bit, you can bend it a lot easier. So if you wanted to use Dollar Tree ribbon or just stuff that you get at your local craft store, that would probably work. Or if you had smaller ribbon, like if it was like only an inch wide, it might work better. So what we're going to do is remember these like cross point or cross stitch wreaths, or I'm not even saying it right. My mom used to cross stitch and she made these beautiful cross stitch things of like precious moments. So we're going to take one of these hoops and I'm just going to take the top part off. And we're going to use the middle section here. You could use an 8-inch wreath form from Dollar Tree. You could use any type of wreath form really to do this, but I'm just going to use this because it has a smaller lip on it. So the first step I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and I'm going to cut all of these ribbons at like 12 to 15 inches. So we're going to I know there's probably a better way to cut all of these, but this is what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to measure it out at 15 inches because I can trim down what I don't use. So if you're worried that you might not have enough, you might want to do 12 inch, okay? Got my thumb stuck in there. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our ribbon. I'm going to fold it over, okay? And I apologize for my nails. If we do a close-up here, know that we have been doing home improvement projects and long, pretty nails aren't really good for that. So you're going to take a 15-inch piece of ribbon. You're going to fold it over. You're going to hold open the bottom here. And I'm going to put it over top of this hoop. And I'm going to pull through, I should say, the end of my ribbon. And I'm going to just pull it really good. Okay. So that's what you're going to do. And then I'm just going to do that. And so now I'm going to take my next piece of ribbon. So I'm just going to bend it over again. And I'm going to put it goes on top. I always do this wrong. It goes on top and you're going to go underneath with your tails here and you're going to pull it through. Okay. This is one of those wreaths that it's great for a beginner. If you're not into crafting but you want to make something, this would be great for that. And I had somebody message me on Instagram and they're like, I wish I could make wreaths like you. And I felt bad for them, but you know what? We all start somewhere. And I want to try to give you projects that you can do that somebody who's never crafted before could pick up a pair of scissors, could pick up some ribbon and a hoop and make something pretty for this fall. So we're going to take the next one and doing that wrong. We're going to I kind of fold it over or inward and then I just take it and I'm just going to pull it through. And that's it. So I'm just going to keep repeating the same step. You could use all the same ribbon if you want. And sometimes you got to work with it to get it to pull up. And you're going to just fill this whole wreath up with your ribbon all the way around. So I'm going to come back when my whole wreath is filled. And you're going to want to keep them pretty tight. So make it and then push them together. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to have like glitter in my hair for days, just so you know. There's so much glitter on this table. When I figured out that the spools that I had did not have the same amount of ribbon in them. Two of them had 15 feet and one had 30 feet. So I'm like, why do I have so much ribbon? And I realized, so a 10-inch frame, it will use, 45 feet of ribbon here, okay? And that gets us that much. So if you like used an 8" or smaller, that would be less ribbon. So what I did is I went in my little stash and I found this ribbon and I thought that'll look pretty with it. So what I'm going to do is, what's nice about this wreath is you can just kind of move things over and add where you want. So as you can see, I've not cut any of my ribbons, you know, the tails, and you can cut your tails beforehand, but I just decided not to. So all I'm going to do is just fold it over, and I'm going to go in between the two striped ribbons here. And I'm just going to go through the whole wreath and add that color, and then I'll be back and we will start cutting and fluffing and show you what we're going to put around the center of this wreath. Okay, so I have dovetailed most all of these ribbons, and you can go through and you can you know, kind of do what I'm doing here, where I'm just kind of straightening them out. Or you can leave it. It's just really up to you. So what I didn't do is I saved a few at the end here to kind of show you what I did, because obviously those two ribbons are not the same length. So I just fold it over, and make sure you go the right way, because I will cut it the wrong way and it'll be like, oh, Julie, what did you do? Okay, so that's what you want. You want that little V, and that's called a dovetail. So just make sure you're going the right way and it'll all work out. You could just do a slant if you wanted to, like a diagonal cut. This is just kind of what I'm doing. And sometimes you can get them, like those don't match up. That's okay. This doesn't need to be perfect. So I'm just going to like bend this one down a little bit so I can get two at one time. And I promise you, I won't cut my fingers here. I know some of you are like, you're making me nervous. Yeah, I make myself nervous too after I watch it. I have a different viewpoint than you do right now, so that helps. So just, you know, I'm just bending it over and making a dovetail. And so that will be the look of our wreath. Now, I really think that this is pretty. There are a few things that you could do. You could just simply put a bow and keep it really elegant and be done. And that's probably what I'm going to do. I do have some of these leaves here that I'm going to show you what I would do if I was going to add these leaves. I believe I got these leaves at Dollar Tree. I think so. If you know in the comments where I got these leaves, will you tell me? Because I think I got them at Dollar Tree, but I'm not really sure. So, oh, it's too bad. Can't remember it all. It's just kind of the way it goes. I feel like, you know, when you have kids, they kind of suck the memory out of you as they leave your body. So anyways, that's my excuse anyway. So you want to go through and you just want to kind of play with your ribbon. And this has got, you know, a lot of glitter on it. So, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a mess for me until I get it the way I want it. So you can just go through there and do that. Now, if you wanted, you could take some leaves, and I thought it would be pretty to even, you could do like an ombre effect here, and then have, you know, glue the leaves all the way around, you know, and have that effect. I kind of feel like I really don't want that much going on. I also thought about just like variegating them. I only had 3 of these green leaves. I'm not sure why, but you could just like glue them down to where you tied the ribbon, okay? So you could go all the way around the wreath. So that's an option, which I think is a very pretty option. So I just like the looks of this. It's not perfect, and it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ribbon, the smaller ribbon, because it's a solid color. I'm just going to make a very simple bow, and I'm just going to add it to my wreath, and I'm going to be done. So all I'm going to do is we're going to make a tail. So I'm going to make about a 10-inch tail, and I'm going to gather it in the middle, okay? So I'm going to take an 8-inch loop. So I'm going to measure 8 inches here, and I'm going to bring it in the middle. That's it, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm holding it. I'm going to do another 8 inches, and I'm going to bring it to the middle, all right? All right, so what I think I want to do is I want to have a double loop bow. Let's see, we got plenty of ribbon there. So I'm just going to keep adding 8 inches to the loops here and make my bow. All right. So I think that's good. So I'm going to cut a tail. So we want 10 inches here. I'm going to cut my tail. I'll have to make it better in a minute. All right. So we've got our loops. I'm just going to take a pipe cleaner and I'm going to go in the middle where I'm holding it and I'm going to twist it. This is just a very simple bow. If you know how to make a better bow, make a prettier bow by all means. All right. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to take the tail that is a little bit longer. I'm going to show you a little trick here. Okay. So this is just a tad bit longer and I'm going to wrap it over that center. Okay, so wrapped it over the center, come back over. And now I'm going to take my little pipe cleaners and I'm going to just twist, okay? So that when you look at it, you can't see the pipe cleaner that I just did, all right? So when you leave a tail that's just a tad bit longer, that's okay. So now the tails are about the same, but we're gonna cut those. So now that we have our ribbon, or our bow, I should say, not a ribbon. It is ribbon, but you know what I'm saying. I'm going to figure out where do I want to put the bow. Okay, I think I'm just going to put it like right up here. So I'm just going to add it. I'm going to go through and go like this. Flip it over, and I'm just going to adhere it like this. There's all there is to it. Now, if you want, you could just do a little loop here, and that's kind of where it can hang. So I'm going to make a little loop right there, and then I'm just going to, you know, reinforce it by wrapping the pipe cleaner around itself. And then when it hangs, the ribbon that we just cut will be over top of it. So I'm going to make I made a loop at the same time as I'm making a bow. All right, so you're going to just go through here, and you're just going to fluff it up. And just make sure you cover all of that. Let me turn it around here. But I just thought this was a cute idea. I was on Pinterest and I saw several wreaths like this. And, you know, I saw different colors for fall, for summer. You could do, this would just be a nice, simple wreath to do. It's a beginner wreath. It doesn't take a lot of time. It just takes, let's see, I think I used about 57 feet of, not yards, feet. So how many yards would that be? I need to figure that out now, but so it's about, you know, you need about 10 yards total. Okay. So 10 yards total would be enough. So I'm just going to cut these at the same length here. Guess we might as well dovetail it since we've done it all here. But if you've made it this far, I would love for you to leave me a fall leaf emoji if you can have it. If you know how to do it, please leave it, or leave me a favorite emoji of yours. But I think this is pretty. This is just, you know, I could sit here all day and just like straighten out the ribbon and everything, but I just think this is a very simple and easy wreath to make. This was all ribbon I already had that has just been literally sitting in my basement for years. So I think this is really cute. I think that there's another method that I want to try with this and maybe show it to you, and I'll do that soon. But if you've made it this far, number one, follow me on social media. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel here so you can see more things as I make them. Check out my playlist if you're wanting like beginner wreaths, if you're wanting flower wreaths, if you're wanting Christmas wreaths. There's all sorts of things in my playlist that you could be watching and getting ready for the upcoming holidays and everything. So if you have an idea that you would like to see me make, leave it in the comments below, because I'm always welcome to suggestions of what you would like to see. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you're on Facebook, I do have a crafting group called Wreath Creators and More. We would love to have you join. The link is in the description box below. Check out all of my Amazon shop. My affiliate links are in the description box below if you're looking for anything from tools that I use to products. So I will see you guys next time on Julie's Wreath Boutique. Bye.